What do you imagine when you hear about the strategy games? League of Legends? Or maybe Dota 2? Perhaps you have special tastes and you know how to play in any of Paradox games. For me, it was the old, even when I was in school, Warcraft 3. I remember how would I go to my cousin and he will turn on the Night Elf campaign. I wasn't the brightest child, so I couldn't figure out how to destroy these entry gates. Besides, it was popular in all post-Soviet countries to go to the local computer club with your friends after school. We played on the LAN network in Battlefield 2, we loved that island, Counter-Strike, but the favorite was Warcraft 3 LAN matches. We would get into trouble after going home, because such clubs had bad reputation. Nonetheless, we would do it every single time. Everyone choose one of the races, rent a PC for 20 hryvnias and played for several hours. Nonetheless, I would never get the game from such dudes that sold completely legal and 100% licensed copies on CDs and complete the story campaign. I heard that it is pretty cool and many of my friends told me to complete it. It is a strange idea to start talking about the game series starting with the third chapter, and I agree with you. I wanted to start this series of videos in chronological order, but Warcraft 3 is older than me, so the first two parts blow up my zoomer brain. It is hard for me to concentrate as it is, so I will quickly sum up what happened in previous games. Skip to this timestamp if you know the basic lore. The Warcraft 3 world has 3 continents. We will pretend that Blizzard hasn't tried to squeeze into China's market in 2012 by adding a continent filled with cute pandas. So we have 3 main continents. Kalimdor is home to the Night Elves, Orcs, Tauren, Trolls and Draenei. The Fanboy Alliance occupied the Eastern Kingdoms. The Undead has the North End.
My life for Nazul.
The primary threat in the universe is a force called the Burning Legion, an infinite army of demons and warlords, led by the destroyer of worlds Sargeras. They go from world to world and convert, enslave or slaughter its inhabitants. Its ultimate goal is to undo the universe. In Warcraft 1, orcs come from the world called Draenor. The Burning Legion sent an agent to trick the orcs into drinking the demon blood and to invade another world to weaken it. Games are happening on the world of Azeroth. The orcs formed the Horde, an alliance of orcish clans, and invaded through a portal. They waged war against the human kingdom of Stormwind. Stormwind loses and orcs destroy it. In Warcraft 2, the survivors of Stormwind form the alliance of Lord Araon to fight against the orcs. Dwarves and night elves decide to join up on the fun. While the alliance forms, the Horde has internal strife, and a new war chief tries to steer the Horde away from the dark magic, but still continues the war in Azeroth. In a search for a better home for the Horde, their world is destroyed and they need a new place to call theirs. The Horde loses, and the remaining orcs are put in prison camps. Orcs completely failed, so the leadership of the Burning Legion punishes the leader of the pro-undead party and places his soul in the helm of domination. Years later, the alliance is mostly split apart and Stormwind is rebuilt. The orcs begin to break out of the prison camps. No longer under the effect of the demon blood, they simply want to start a new life for themselves. The game has different campaigns. The first one is the prologue. You can't choose the easy difficulty. The game only has medium or hard modes. Weaklings are not welcomed. The game starts with the dream of the Horde leader. The dream tells us that the imminent danger is coming and that he needs to unite orcs under the one banner. The orc chief is shocked by such revelations. The mission starts with this type of awesome loading strings. We play a Thrall, that dude from the Warcraft movie. The Pigeon Man tells us to follow him. The developers think that we are so that we need a guide on how to command our hero and other forces. We learn that we can kill gnolls, murlocs and golems. This faction is called neutrals and you kill them to get experience points and gold. The game has a day-night cycle. The neutrals sleep during the night so that you can move around without problems. I kill the sleeping giants because he told me that my mama is fat. The pigeon dude tells that Horde should move. He says that demons are returning and he needs to go to Kalimdor. Thrall tries to get more information, but the old man turns into the pigeon and flies off. In the second mission, we need to wait for the horde to arrive. So the game teaches us about the basics of base building. You have three types of resources: gold, lumber and food. You can get gold by mining it at the mine, get additional lumber by chopping wood, and get food from different buildings.
Work complete.
You can build different buildings and get upgrades for money and lumber. The food allows you to train new builders or warriors. Our current tasks: build a barrow for food, build a war mill for upgrades, build a barrack to train the units, and trade 5 grunts. After finishing this task, the Alliance forces tell us that we violated the Budapest Treaty and they captured one of our subordinates. We need to teach these humans some manners. We conduct the special military operation into the Alliance territory. This dual ecologic apparel is our spellcaster. He can cause mayhem and deliver democracy. The humans constructed several watchtowers and the fence. Nonetheless, there is nothing that can stop our gang. We lose several glorious warriors, but we complete our mission. The boys go into the human ships and we set sails to Calendar. The prophet says something vague about the prophecy and how Thrall will find his destiny on Calendar. This is the end of the prologue. Next, we're going to start the human campaign. We play as a young priest Arthas. Our father sent us and our mentor Uther to defend the village from orcs. On our way to the center of the village, we find this woman. Knals stole her son, so he asks us to find him for her. We kill the beast and bring the kid to his mother. Imagine having so many kids. I will make her life a little bit easier. She gives us a ring of protection. We notice the man that asks for help, but his cronies ambush us when we approach. Well, it was their last bad decision in life. We move further and yet find another side quest. He asks us to help find his ledger. We kill several groups of bandits and bring the ledger back to his owner. Upon arriving in town, we notice that orcs already started to pacify the local settlement. We can't stand when someone steals from our peasants. It is our slaves. We can see that the developers tried to make the village unique and create an illusion that someone really lived here. When we reach the end of the village, we notice how the orc chief escorts the prisoners. We rush to help out. It was a hard battle, and we lost all our soldiers. But we are victorious. Holy shit! What with this child? I believe that orcs did some non-politically correct things with him. Oh no. Second chapter. The artist comes to Uther. Uther says that he sent his best 2 men to check out the local orc camp. The artists are eager to destroy the orcs. Well, we see that Uther's 2 best men decided to desert. In this mission, we need to build up our camp, rally the band and destroy the orc camp. I do some wise economic decisions and rally some troops. Orcs try to attack, but Uther shows that they should reconsider. After training the small band of soldiers, I decide to send scouting party to fight orcish camp. We find a group of dwarves that hunt for the beast. We get some shooters. We see how orc chief does some Geneva suggestion things with his prisoners. Well, I'm not going to civilians before I get my new sick enhancement from the dragon. Fighting with flying enemies is not that fun, because melee units can't deal damage for them, so I fully rely on dwarven riflemen. We easily kill the dragon and get his heart back to the dwarves. The craftsman gives me an orb of fire that helps me to deal some additional damage. I train more troops and move towards the orc base. I sure love scorched earth operations. We find the orc leader in some type of ceremonial place. I just play on normal difficulty. Uther congrats us, but Arthas is worried about the orcish sacrifices.